Yeah, boys and girls, we got what I consider to be a holy grail gun for me. It's not in the best of condition, but we prefer that on this channel because, well, I actually like to shoot my guns and I don't want to worry about them getting nicked, dinged, and scratched, which this one definitely is. Pretty sure the importer did that. This is, of course, the 8mm Hakim rifle based off of the AG-42, the Jungmann. This one has an adjustable gas feature, which I don't have a tool for, so hopefully we don't have to mess with that. But monster muzzle brake, 8mm Mauser, fairly heavy gun, very long gun. And we're going to do exactly what we did with that BYF Mauser. We're just going to go ahead, see what we can see. This is a very cool magazine. I actually brought something cool to show you guys. Sarco has a company that they host on their website that makes this reproduction kit for the K43, Gewehr 43, whatever you call it, the semi-auto 8mm the Nazis had. And I was interested to see what the difference in these mags are, because I know the German mag's shorter. They both hold 10 rounds. You can see the bolt hold open is different for the Hakim versus the Gewehr 43. Gewehr 43 actually has over travel stops in it. And the front lugs are different. But I always looked at the Hakim, I'm like, how's that only hold 10? It's so much longer. And depending on how this base pad comes off, looks like we got a detent there and a front lip. We might be able to make a magazine extension for this, which is really cool. Unlike most mags of the times, it's just like a Stenag mag. You can't put a extension on a Stenag mag because of these. I mean, you can, but it's just not worth your time because it's rolled over stamped steel. It's hard to get rounds past the extensions there. But I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of wanted to buy one of those this year, but they don't sell for less than $2 grand. This one sold for less than $650, which is why I have it. These guns usually sell for $1 grand. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this thing apart. It's got some really interesting looking fasteners there. Grab my new lightweight screwdriver kit. Might as well take the bolt out first. So, safety, this is a safe position. This is the fire. If you guys look in here, there's a lug that protrudes in there that will actually release the bolt from the carrier. As you can see in the safe position, it doesn't. And Grantham. So, pull this forward, put it in the middle position. This should slide out of here. Yep. You can see where that lug can rotate with that safety selector. And all the guts just come out the back. You can see the hammer there. Now, I don't think these guns really have any issues other than, since it has an adjustable gas system, they can have issues failing to feed. So this has got a tilting bolt, just like the Moss 49 or like a FAL. And it looks like it just drops out of here and goes forward. Yeah. So there's your bolt carrier and bolt, pretty heavy. Got an extractor, and we've got a cutout for the fixed ejector, which I imagine is in here. Yep. It's just like an AR-15. It's like a 9mm AR-15 ejector. That's pretty cool. And there's your last round bolt hold open nub that gets pushed up by that guy somewhere in this area. There you go. So this all looks very clean except for the bolt. Didn't bother cleaning that apparently. Firing pin protrusion over 70 thou, plenty, and it's actually sprung. So you guys know what I'm going to do with that. That's a pretty old tag. Amanda Auction Company out of Ohio. Thanks, guys. I'll take a section of rag here to see what comes out of this. Just bought some new gun scrubber for the first time in forever. And just blow it down the hole. Oh yeah, I got some black schmoo coming out of there. Yeah, look at all that. And of course you can take the firing pin out. Looks like there's a pin there. See if we can knock that out with a small screwdriver bit. Where is that? Is that a fastener? Really? I don't know if I got a flat head that'll fit that. That's got to be a pin. I'm just gonna leave it in there. Imagine you drive that out one way or the other. But again, this works. You don't want oil in here because it's just gonna hold on to carbon. I'll just give this thing a whole bath. Got some electro penciling there. That was the fun thing about this. Thankfully, the auction house knew what the serial number is because it's in Arabic. There's numbers and letters. As long as this is free to move, that's really all that matters. There's no restriction to movement. There's no rust at all, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never ever handled one of these guns, never fired one. This is all brand new to me. And of course, like the, oh boy, there's a lot of sludge in there. Holy crap. Just like the Mauser video, I'm not going to be able to show you guys the head stamp, or not the head stamp, the head spacing process, because they consider that gumsmithing. I'd rather not have this channel get taken down like the Mike Papakilo YouTube channel did. Yeah, there's no rust, there's no cracking. There's a little bit of wear from where it locks up, but it doesn't look like it's been fired an incredible amount. Just looks like it's old. Dust cover, very heavy. Wipe this thing out. Do have some stampage in there. Don't know what that means. Yeah, look at that gunk. Which, your direct gas impinge hole, which this is a true direct gas impinge, like a MOS 49, just dumps in this blind hole, which apparently is somewhat clean. Forgot my Q-tips again. Dang it. I always forget something when I come to the range. Thankfully it's not gun and ammo. Let's see if there's any shmoo in here. A little bit of shmoo, not much. But yeah, it just dumps into that hole and runs the bolt. So it's not like the AR-15. It doesn't have any gas piston that buffers the recoil. It's just blowing straight into that hole. Not the outside while we're here, because it's got shmoo in it too. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that guy. Go in just like that. So once the bolt face hits the barrel, those lugs drop down into the receiver and lock up. Gas blows in here, the bolt stays in place, unlocks it, travels. Pretty simple. And there's the locking recess. That's why this is rubbed, because it's been used. Alright. So you saw this thing has a locking latch, whereas like the AG-42, you basically take this off and there's just a sprung mag release. Apparently they wanted to retain those really good. And then here's the dust cover. It's got another electro pencil mark in it, whatever that means. And our recoil spring is holding on for dear life, apparently. There's that little latch that holds this to the carrier, and that's what this little milling bit on the back is. It just grabs onto that. I don't think I've ever seen someone on YouTube show that. Like, no one really deep dives into this stuff. And we've got a little bit of a pin in the middle here to keep the recoil spring from kinking. So I'm just gonna spray this over a trash can and get all the gunk out of here. I got shmoo on me. Yeah, there's a bit of shmoo in there. Yeah, it's got 3 recoil springs in it. That's weird. 2. No, it is 3. It's got 1 on either side of this. That's pretty interesting. Nestled recoil spring, kind of like an AK. Well, the AK's got like a U wire intermediate bit to it. I think this is actually a brass deflector. I don't even think it was meant to be a grabby bit. I think these textured nubs are supposed to be grabby bits, whereas like the HE-42's got horns on it like a Viking. Whoever designed this was a moron, by the way. This is a stupid design. Just put a charging handle on it. This should just be a fixed dust cover, And this carrier should just have a charging handle on it. Like if I didn't care about the historical value of this and I wanted to shoot a lot, I would just weld a charging handle on this and just cut a slot. Because this is a dumb design. I'm guessing the guy who designed this had never designed a gun before, much like Glock. Only Glock nailed it, right? Okay, take the bottom metal portion off. Well, that was loose. That was very, very loose. These odd Phillips head fasteners. And it's got a recess in it for some reason. That's very odd. Well, it looks like Cosmoline is in this recess. Huh, that's odd. Gun poop. So there's one fastener. There's one hiding behind this magazine release. It was also very loose. If I can get this out. Can I get this out? Yeah. This is why you check your guns, kids. The auction house is not going to go through these. They're just selling it for some asshole that didn't take care of it. Boy, this is really annoying. This has got a bunch of gunk in the fastener too. It's just dropping it on the table as I screw it. Come on, little fella, get out of there. Same thing, it's got a weird recess on it. That's odd. I don't know why they took the time to do that. Both those fasteners look the same. That one's very loose too. Receiver's trying to fall out of the stock. Same thing, same fastener. 3 of the same fasteners. And then, what in the hell is going on here? We got a fastener holding this in. That's different. Don't scratch it. Keep it in the fastener. Don't let it loose, because that's the best conditioned part in this gun is that little clip right there. Little baby. And then this has got to let go somehow. There you go. That's interesting. And then there's this thing. I don't know how that lets go. Because this handguard's got to come forward to come out of this recess. So, what is holding you on, mister? Oh, we got a fastener in the face of this thing. That's odd. I told you I've never done this before. I wonder if this fastener matches that other one we just took out. That'd be pretty cool. Nope. Way longer. What the hell? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Be gone, thought. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this monster muzzle brake from the 50s? That's super cool. I think the AG-42 is just drilled into the barrel. Ported it. Alright. I guess we're off now. But what is going on with this? I don't understand. There we go. Top handguard's off. Got some yellow cheese going on down here. Interesting. Hole for the gas adjustment. There's your gas adjustment. Can I move with my fingers? Nope, that's very tight. Yeah, you can see it's sprung, and it's got some ratcheting positions. It's right in the middle right now. And we got some 2 nubbins that indicate that location for the top handguard. And maybe now we can lift this thing out of stock. Yep. There we go. So that's free. I wonder if that might be sand from Egypt. We might keep that in there. Or it's mold. Yeah, it's all fuzzy throughout. Oh no, what are you? Why are you here? It's just a sleeve for that fastener, yeah. Bottom metal. Stock over here so it doesn't get broken. That's like a shotgun hammer. Well, where's the what's the disconnector? There we go. Something must come down and blip that guy so it doesn't go full auto. What? I don't know. Maybe the bolt. Who knows? There's your whole fire control assembly. This must be dried grease. Yeah. Just all yellow dried grease. Ugh. Very greasy. I'm gonna spray that out. Put that right there. Whole lot of cheese coming off of this. I don't think that's, if it is cosmoline, it's not very much or it's been removed. I think it's just grease. Just wiping down the exterior of this bottom metal. Very odd shape of the hammer. Looks like a shillelagh. Very little walk on the trigger. That's pretty cool. Oh no, I lied. A lot of walk. A lot of walk. Not a great sear release. Hammer comes back. 4 business day reset. Awesome. I love that. Check for any bore obstructions. Really nasty gacked out bore. See if I can't show you guys that. As my tripod's falling apart for the 97th time. I should really get a new one. It's pretty cheesy in there. This end. It's pretty grimy in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray out this gas tube, which looks like stainless steel. Looks like a modern Air 15 gas tube. I'm going to spray through that, make sure it comes out at the end of the barrel. I'm just going to soak the bore and try and knock it through patches for it. Try and knock. So I'm glad I caught this, but this little hex nut must have been right on the outside of this, and it's holding our little disconnector bar in there. And this thing is just full of grease. Look at those machining marks. Dumpy. So it's all sorts of stuff going on in here that I gotta slowly figure out and put back together. And of course this muzzle brake's gonna be the bane of my existence, trying to get the patches through because there's one stuck in there already. Yay. And thankfully the spring had this little tail end still on it, so I kind of know how this goes back together. But yeah, that was a pain in the ass catching that falling out of the gun. So hopefully this goes together like this. The spring doesn't seem to be working very well, but there's a little axis pin that I also found on the ground, and yeah, I'm guessing that's how this goes, but it's not powered very well. It's a very, very weak spring. No wonder this walked out, because it's just sitting there rotating. We're rubbing on something. But yeah, words and stuff. Greasy, grimy grossness. Yeah, that's a safety. It looks like out of battery safety or a disconnector. And then this is the thing. I don't know what that's doing back here. There's 2 nasty patches. There's still tons of grease in the bore, but we're gonna do the Mike Pop Kilo way and just shoot it out. All right, that's pretty much done. Take a look at this bad boy here. There's probably not a whole lot of markings like all the Germans guns had in the 40s, but it is worthwhile to make note of this stuff. That's just a pin. I imagine it's probably tapered. Cross-cut in the barrel somewhere. Tube. Yep, letters and stuff, I guess. Electropenciling, that's the serial number. That probably says Hakim if I had to venture a guess. I have no idea. And then, like I said, there's the import mark. But really nothing else. It's a lot of oil and really bad machining marks. And a set screw of some sort there. You look at the barrel inside the receiver here. It's very clean. No rust No corrosion. This is actually taken care of. Now the fun part, trying to put this thing back together. How I'm going to do that, I do not know. Figure it out one piece at a time, I suppose. Guess we can look at the stock too. Got one cross bolt there, is a big old fastener. So there's your rear piece of steel. I imagine this one that fell out goes in the front. Just kind of got dried out. Oh sure, you're difficult going back in. There we go. So imagine that goes there. We got a sling swivel kind of offset to the side. And a butt plate with a number, and I don't have any quadruple steel wool, but I need to hit that with quadruple steel wool. I guess while we're here we can take the buttstock off. See if there's anything fun in here. Probably not. This is all gacked up. Can't even get my screwdriver in it. Oh yeah. Egyptian sand, $5 a pound. Smell like dried up grease in here is pretty nuts. Oh yeah, coarse thread for days. Super coarse thread. There's one. Turn, thank you. There's two. There's your butt plate, and it does have some lightning cuts in there for stowage, but there's no trapdoor. Only goes one way. Look at all that nastiness. Moisture sits in there and rusts out your butt plate, so you definitely need to take that apart more than once. Same thing, some quadruple steel wool here would be pretty good, but I forgot to bring it. Look at all that rust. Gnarly. Wipe off the butt. Keep that nice and dry. And then go ahead and oil up the butt. Try to remember to hit that with steel wool when we get home. Still a lot of rust in there. We'll screw it back on there. Ta-da. Alright. See if we can't get this to go back together somehow. So, that spring no worky. I wonder if I have to keep it loose to make it worky. Because again, I don't really know what that's supposed to do. So if I loosen it a little bit, well, we get some springy left in it. Yeah, that's what it was. Just a very loose spring. I'm just gonna oil the dog shit out of it. Hope for the best, because it pretty much retains itself once it's in the stock, which is why that was loose and fell out. Whatever it's doing, it probably worked just fine. Who knows? But yeah, I don't necessarily know what that's supposed to do. You can see where it sits in the stock. Get out of the way, barrel bands. Oh, you fucking turn. Alright. You can see how it lays in the stock right here. So maybe that's the last round bolt hold open or something. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense because the last round bolt opens up here. What does that do? Who knows? Okay, so now we got to figure out how to get the bottom metal back in it so that everything holds together, which I still need to oil this. Grab a new rag, or new-ish rag. Just baptize this in oil, and whatever stays, stays. Just hit the whole sides of this thing for the same reason we hit the butt pad on the inside, so that water doesn't sit in there and rust it out. How do you do? Yeah, there's a little dimple there for that portion. You can see the little dimple there, little cutout. But the hammer is hitting the disconnector. There we go. So we'll go ahead and screw this in and see if we can figure out how this thing functions. Just do 2 screws for now. Come on, you whore. It's getting caught on that metal spacer that's in there. Of course, this thing is not being nice. This one goes in, no problem. Go ahead and snug this up. Go back a half turn just so we can get these other ones started. Try not to scratch our magazine release. Of course, this one goes in with no problem. It's just that other one. Snug it up. Walk it off a half. Okay, let's see. Pull the trigger. Maybe this is our disconnector. It's forcing the trigger forward. So maybe this is our disconnector. There you go. Grabs it, resets, pull the trigger. So yeah, when you pull the trigger, that little bar comes up. So I don't necessarily know what that's supposed to do. But our disconnector is this one, and it's functioning. So that works. Now we just gotta figure out why this action screw won't go in. Great, I love this. Just had to hit a little bit harder and it went in. Okay, so now we got this debacle to deal with here with our top handguard. Try and sneak it under there. Try not to break it. Do the old VZ24 thing. Come on, barrel band, work with me here. There we go, angle the back end, lay it down on the pegs, bring this back, bring this back. Okay, ta-da. Hopefully you got that. I'm not doing it again. Rear sight. And our little retainery boy, which I need to oil that. Excess oil, overkill is underrated. Drop that in there. Okay, and then the 14 metric feet long, something dark side. Get that one in there. Real riveting work here. Okay, that's not really tightening up, but I don't care. Oil our bands because they're metal. And I don't like them resting out. And we're almost done. That was an experience. Why do you look like... The action looks like it's proud. Guess I didn't pay attention to see if that was proud at the beginning. But the bottom metal is not proud, so maybe that is supposed to be proud. Who the hell knows? I wasn't paying attention at the beginning. Oh well. And then... This is not supposed to be twisted in here. What are we doing here, Volt? What kind of song and dance is this? What are you trying to do to me here, Bolt? What's happening? What's going on? What are we supposed to do here? There we go. Slide on back. There we go. Hope you got that. I'm not doing it again. Slide these screws in together, push the hammer down and out of the way. Yay, now I get to do the headspace check, so I'll be right back. Alright. Just add some light oil in here so it doesn't rust a rooney. Lay that on there for now. And then grab our safety selector here. See how that works. And there's the nub I was telling you about. And just douse this thing in oil. Throw it back in. And put this in the takedown position, which is in the middle. There we go. Cool. Good chunk. Seems sluggish. And in the safe position, you can just ride it back like that. Okay, let's see if this thing will fire. And of course, I gotta do this right. I do have some Egyptian 8mm, but I completely forgot it. So the closest thing I have is a couple 100 miles, maybe 1,000 miles northeast. So we got some Cooper nickel Turkish military surplus from 1947. I'm sure this was plenty available for these guns. So let's try it out. Alright. See how loud this bastard is. I don't even know if I got the... Yeah, this is weird. I don't like this. Yeah, it doesn't even have the flippy lever. That's cool. Huh. That's weird. I don't like it. It's had this weird flippy lever design on top of this gun to let the stripper clips feed in, and sometimes they don't work, and this one does not. I mean, I could be an idiot, but this one doesn't look like it works. Alright.
Yeah, that's going to be a headache loading in every round.
Muzzle concussion, test number 1. Alright. Away we go. Oh yeah.
She's definitely a loud fucker.
Safety on. Well, that ammo's no good.
No? Jam first round?
The ammo's old and it blew out the primer and just completely stopped up the gun. Ripped the lip right off. It's probably over-gassed if I had to guess. So, I'm going to try a different ammo. Kind of hard to extract when there's no lip left on it. Try my reduced recoil 198 grain stuff. As again. Yeah, the gun's just way over gas, it's ripping the lips off. That one doesn't have a really bad ripped lip, but the gun's definitely overgassed. We'll have to resume shooting another time because that gas valve is completely stuck. I've been soaking in oil for like a half hour and it just doesn't care. I was aimed right there. I'm guessing that's the 198 grain and that's the 150. So I mean, on paper 50.